Hello everyone, it's FallenDice, and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Adventures with FallenDice. Um, so, after finishing our tree farm, I've decided it's time to have a little fun with some of the more enjoyable parts of the industrial craft, mainly some of the armor sets. So, to do that though, to get the good ones, the quantum sets, we're going to need a mass fabricator because we need UU matter. So, that is our goal for today, and I'll see if I can get to the actual armor in this episode. It depends on how long this takes. But first off, while we have it here, I've been working hard to get to this point, and we are finally here. Um, so first off, a couple new items to show. First one is the HV cable, high voltage cable. This is then used for up to like 1000 EU type of circuits. Now if I add one rubber to it, I will get insulated. Two rubber will give me twice insulated. And three rubber will give me the 4 times insulated. And this is what we're looking for. The reason we're looking for that is we now need to see if I get this right. Okay. Oh, forgetting part of the recipe. Alright, there we go. Sorry. Alright, so we had the 4x insulated, the electronic circuit, and the energy crystal, and the medium voltage transformer, and that will give us our high voltage transformer. When we add the high voltage transformer to 8 of our medium voltage solar arrays, which we've made before, we now get our high voltage solar array. And this is the equivalent of, I think, 512 regular solar panels, because it takes 8 solar panels to get a low voltage, 8 low voltages to get a medium voltage, so at that point we're 64, 8 medium voltages to get a high. So yeah, lots of power. This will give us enough power to run our fabricator. But before we can use it, we'll just kind of tuck you away for now, we need a place to put it in. And that's where we're going to get into some more fun industrial craft stuff. The next thing that we want to make here is a building to house our mass fabrication processing plant. And you guys are all awfully curious about my trees. I think they want to go mark their territory. Anyway, so here, we've cleaned out a nice large area here, and I may go a little bit further in. We'll see. But we're going to create this using construction foam. And construction foam is pretty cool. It can be used with a sprayer or a backpack. And when you spray it out, one use from the pellet from the either the sprayer or the backpack will put out like 8 construction foam, which starts out as soft, and over time with light it will harden. And then after that, it'll look kind of like a stone brick with a little border. It looks really cool. I like how it looks. Very industrial. And you can do it that way and then shape it afterwards. Also, if you jump up and hit the ground, it'll go flat out as a floor area. And the same with the ceiling. If you hit it up and there's a flat area, it'll do that. It'll also fill in holes. So I may decide to use that if I ever decide to fill in a quarry for the bedrock level. That works really well. But if you have scaffolding placed and you shoot it at scaffolding, it will fill the scaffolding and it will fill that form. So that allows us to make more intricate style walls and things. And you might ask, why are we using construction foam when we have all these other materials? And that is because the other thing we're going to do is the painting. You can also create painters. And once you create a painter, if you combine it with any of the dyes, it will give you that color dye, and you can then use it to color the blocks, the construction foam blocks. So we can basically make our stone wall in any color we want, and the floor and the ceiling. So using one single block, we can make tiled patterns on the floor, and it's very cool. So that is what we're planning on doing today. So the first thing, though, is we need to make our construction foam. So let me show you exactly how we make the construction foam. To make our construction foam, we take a piece of clay dust, a piece of redstone, and a piece of coal dust and combine it with either a bucket of water or a water cell in any position on the screen. Doesn't matter where it goes, it works every which way, and that will give us 3 construction foam. We could place our construction foam in any place we want by right-clicking it like a normal block, but that will only give us 1 use out of each construction block, which is a big waste and would require us to craft a lot of these. So we will instead move on to how we will get more out of this, and that is the CF, or construction foam pellet. To get our construction foam pellet, we simply take and put our construction foam in a compressor, and it will then compress them down into the pellet form, which gives us a lot more uses out of a single construction foam. The next item we want to make is a CF sprayer, construction foam sprayer. And what it does is you can load the pellets in, and each use of a pellet will spray out 13 blocks of construction foam. If you spray it out in a just randomly, like point it somewhere and spray it, it'll make kind of like a big blob of it. If you jump up and press down or press up against a flat surface, it will make the roof or the floor. And of course, with the scaffolding, which we'll do shortly, it will fill in the scaffolding. So this is a much more efficient use of it, but once again, it is not the most efficient use. Now, if you want to use the sprayer, you need to load it. So you can either place 1 in, and that will give you a single-use sprayer, or you can put 8 in, and that will give you, again, it's not even fully filled, but it'll give you more uses. I don't know if you can add maybe 2 of everything around it to, nope, just as the 1. But again, like I said, we're not going to be doing that. We're using the sprayer. To get the best use out of the construction foam, what we're going to do now is we're going to make the construction foam pack. And that allows us to carry a lot of construction foam with us and not have to worry about filling these. So to do that first, we need an empty fuel can. We need a few actually. So those are made with tin, set like this. We then take our empty fuel cans, combine them with an electronic circuit, piece of tin, and 2 CF sprayers, and we now have our CF backpack. Now the backpack, or the CF pack, is awesome, but to fill it we need another new machine, and that machine is the canning machine. The canning machine is made by surrounding an electronic circuit and a machine block with tin, and this will give us our canning machine. We then fill our CF backpack by placing it in the bottom of the canning machine and the CF pellets up top. Currently I'm getting the energy from a generator, but I guess I could have just put a coal block in here, which I may do at later points. Right now this is just a temporary setup to fill this. The CF pack can actually hold up to 129 construction foam pellets, which is 258 sprays and 13 blocks apiece, a lot of construction foam. So this will allow us to basically complete our entire project without having to stop and refill anything. Our next item is the scaffolding, and this can be used to climb, but it's also a very good use for our sprayer in allowing us to make forms. So we make that with planks across the top and sticks in a pyramid at the bottom. With scaffolding, they can only be placed on top of another piece of scaffolding or on the ground. They have to be supported by another scaffolding. This makes it a little bit tricky, and as you get higher, it says it can be a little unsafe. You can, however, right-click a scaffolding with sticks. It will take 2 sticks and reinforce it, and this will allow you to place it out over 4 air blocks away from it, and this will help us as far as like with some roofing and some other tricky types of things. But this is how we're going to design our next building. So let's head out over here to our area. See how our sprayer's coming along. Needs more pellets, so we'll let that keep going. and we'll kind of start playing around with our ideas for what this building is going to be like. I need it to be big enough to house my UU reactor mass fabricator, or not reactor, my UU creator mass fabricator, as well as a little bit of storage maybe, and of course uh, our high voltage solar array will be in this building as well. So let me look at this real quick, see if I can come up with kind of a floor plan of what I want to do with this, and then I will be right back. Alright, so here's the footprint I've decided to make of the of our, I don't know what to call it, a factory. We'll figure out, we'll come up with a name for here eventually. And it definitely doesn't need this much space, but the way I designed it in Creative is going to be to have 3 rooms, and 3 of them will be for future use. Not sure what for quite yet, but they will be there for, like I said, for future use. So I'm going to kind of go through and lay out the floor plan here with scaffolding first, and then we'll start filling in the walls and using the reinforced scaffolding for putting over the windows, and then see if we can't get a floor in. If we can, then we can go up top and put in the second floor, because even though I don't quite need it yet, all of my buildings here are of a similar height, so it seems kind of like I probably should. And then it gives me the ability to use that second floor for some of my future use stuff. Like I may decide to do biofuel or something over here, because since I already have everything built, even once I run out of fuel, which I'm actually starting to get close to, I may have to start thinking about biofuel. When the Buildcraft update comes through, it'll have like a world anchor kind of thing attached to it, so I'll be able to run quarries even when I'm not in the same chunk, so keep them loaded. So anyway, and Acatera says, hey YouTube. So let me do that real fast, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the basic floor plan of this building. This will be the entrance. Over here is where I'm going to put my mass fab. It's going to be right over here. There's actually going to be a section back here that'll be walled off, but I won't wall it off until after I've attached all of my machinery and stuff. And then this, I think I'm going to do some kind of storage system or something for working with the iridium and the UU matter that comes out. This will be like future use of some type. I still don't know exactly what. And then I'm thinking this is probably where I may do my refinery, or I may use both of these for refinery. We'll see how that works, but it'll be something along those lines. Now I've got, oh, you can see I'm using NEI now, which really helps out with the new additions to our BurpMod server. So it gives you the recipes when you click on these, which is really cool. Oops, and actually I'm still set on, because I was just in creative. Go back to recipe. Yep, so now if I click on this, it actually shows you how to make the recipe, which is really cool. And the cool part is that since we are on the server, no temptation to cheat. Only use the cheats in creative when we're working on stuff, and sometimes it's just easier to use the NEI stuff than to try and find it in creative, even though creative is pretty easy sometimes. But anyway, so what I think we're going to do is let's work on getting some walls up. I'm pretty sure that when you spray the scaffolding with the construction foam, it actually spits the scaffolding back out, which is kind of a cool way how this works. So I think what I'll do, you can kind of see how I'm already climbing up here. I think what I'll do is I'll go through and maybe do the first room, leave space for windows and whatnot. Then we'll go grab our sprayer and come out and put up the walls, and then collect our scaffolding, do the next section, and we'll work on getting at least our first floor put in here. One cool part about this construction, or I mean the scaffolding, is if you right click, it'll place it out in front of it. If you, however, left click, it will go up above it. So I don't have to actually keep climbing to place all this, which is actually kind of cool. Same thing all of these, which is really handy. I like this. And we'll place these out here. It looks like I can go out 2 over, so I don't have to worry about any reinforced quite yet. So far, really enjoy building with this. This is kind of cool. Oh, this one, oh, there we go. That wasn't supposed to be that far. But, for some reason, it still doesn't like that. So that gives us a chance to do this. So we'll go ahead and, was it, there we go. Or maybe I need to do that one. There we go. And now I can build out across it. Nice, okay. Which means I probably need to do it on you as well. Which I could have probably just done that one by itself. But that's okay. Alright. So it's almost all of our walls. I just gotta add a couple corner spots. And then I don't think I have enough to do the roof quite yet. So what I'll probably do is we'll go through doing the base, doing the walls here, and then with the scaffolding we get back, we can then set up the floor. Alright, so let me go grab our sprayer and I'll be right back. Alright, so we now have our fully filled construction foam backpack, which goes in to this slot here. And then we use our sprayer here, and then it basically takes the foam from out of the backpack, and then it puts or sends it out through the sprayer. So we'll hit our scaffolding, and then I'm going to start up here in the middle. There we go. That way, see, that's what I was kind of worried about. I'll have to go back and kind of tweak that. I guess I can always, I get the sticks back. That's the thing. That's the cool part about the reinforced stuff is you get it back. Also be careful when you're running around in here, because if you get your head inside the foam, because the foam starts out as a very, what do we call it? Very, it's more like a liquid when you first spray it, and then it hardens over time. But if you get yourself sprayed, or if you, won't let me put it there. But yeah, if you get yourself caught up in it, it will actually suffocate you like you're in a wall, even though it's a liquid form. So you want to be careful. Well, I'll figure that one out eventually. I'm not sure why that one worked, but this one doesn't want to work. Oh well. But anyway, we'll go through, keep spraying all this. Definitely kind of fun. Alright, I finished the wall, collected up all my scaffolding again, and you can see some of them are starting to solidify, and this is what they look like when they're solid. And again, like I said before, the cool part is these can all be painted. The only thing that's unfortunate is you can't just paint one side. When you paint a block, the entire block is painted. But it still allows us to do some pretty cool stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the first floor of this here, and then I will be back when we're ready and it's dried a little bit and we can start working on the second floor. Figured I'd show one other cool thing. Doing the ceiling with the reinforced actually kind of works out really nice. Putting them like this in the areas here allows them to, I can basically go out 3 deep. And they all still connect here. If I go any further, the middle ones wouldn't connect, but this gives me the ability to do the floor. And one last thing to show you too, when they dry, even if you break them when they're dry, you still don't get a block from it. It just still gets destroyed and disintegrated. So it would be cool if you could actually collect these and then play them out normally, but they only work when you lay them with the sprayer. And I'm now finishing up the floor, but I'll show you how this works. Just simply point at the floor and it will fill in its 13 spots on the floor. If you have too much of an angle, it'll make it in a clump and then you kind of have to go and clean up afterwards. The other part is this. You have to be careful. If you don't do it in the right spot, you have the possibility of having to waste an entire spray on one single block. So it's best to go into a spot where you got that little bit and let it spread from there, because it will spread 13, and it'll spread the 13, you know, as far as the range it can. So there we go. There's our floor. All of our walls are done. It's slowly drying now. It's the only part that kind of sucks about this whole system. But once that's all done and everything's all solid and dried, definitely looks industrial. I like the look of this block. Then we can work on the second floor. And after that, we can start putting in. And actually, what I may do is we may wait on the second floor. Because right now, I would like to kind of get the mass fab going so I can start building up UU matter. So, I think we're just going to wait for this all to dry out, the floor especially, and then we'll come in and start putting it all together. Alright, so while that's drying and hardening, we'll go ahead and let's put together our mass fabricator. To start off, we need 2 of our advanced machine blocks. I know I used them in my first Industrialcraft episode, but once again, to make the advanced machine block, it's 2 carbon plates, 2 advanced alloys, and 1 machine block. We also need our advanced circuit. This is made by placing redstone in the 4 corners, and then glowstone dust top and bottom, lapis left and right, and a standard electronic circuit in the middle, and that will give us our advanced circuit. We also need a lapitron crystal, which is made by placing lapis on the sides, an electronic circuit top and bottom, and surrounding it, and a energy crystal in the middle. Finally, we place 4 glowstone dusts on the outsides, our 2 advanced machine blocks on the side, the advanced circuits top and bottom with our lapitron crystal, and that will give us our mass fabricator. And we finally make our MFSU by placing 3 lapitron crystals on either side, an advanced machine block on the bottom, advanced circuit up top, and surrounding an MFE. So the plan is we're going to run our power from our MFE up here. And how did I lose a pickaxe? Alright, so we'll head up here. This is where the second floor would be. And it's another 2, 3, 4. And actually, I should probably just do it like this because you're not going to be anything. And let's see, that's where our high voltage solar array will go. And then we take our piping. Oops. And our MFSU for this one is actually going to go right here in the floor. And then we just place our last one there, and now we've got power run down into our mass fab room. Then we'll take our mass fabricator, and that is going to go in the center of our room right here. And then the power from here will run down into it like this. And now this is actually in the process of producing, or should be producing, if there's enough daylight. Let's see if we got enough light up in here. Yep, we're getting power. And now let me go grab some scrap. So I put our dot down facing in, so now we're actually getting power. And if I add in the scrap box, it will start amplifying it, and this will increase the amount of, or the progress and how the speed of how we get our UU matter. Alright, so now that we have it working, got a little UU matter in there, throw in a couple more scrap boxes. I'm not getting any, that's weird. There we go. Alright, so now that's working, getting some UU matter. Now we work to automate it. Automate. Alright, so we're going to do that by placing you here and you here. And let's get us some wire. And then I want to place a diamond gate over here because I want to be specific, and I want to say when there's space in inventory for you, we'll send the red pipe signal. And then over here, if we get the red pipe signal, we're going to do an energy pulse. Now I should be able to place you there, and that should start pumping out. So there's only 6 left. There we go. Now we're pumping. Okay, good. And that's gonna... It's a little bit slower than... Oh, I was pumping from... I was looking from over here. It's a little bit slower, unfortunately, than it's used. I suppose I could put like a powered golden pipe there. That's a possibility. Let me try that. I'm curious. Whoa! Trying to fall down a hole. Let's see. So let's go ahead. Dig a hole 1 deep so we can place our redstone torch down there. And then we'll place you at our gate. Actually, before I do that, let's place our redstone as well. Space in inventory for scrap box. Send to red. I have to come through here and fix up all these little mistakes here. Now hopefully this will actually help keep it up. So right now it dropped to 60, up to 61, down to 60. Now the only, ooh, it went up to 62 for a sec. I worry if it goes too fast. No, it looks like it's taking up pretty good. Alright, now, okay, good. Alright, that's fine. It's a little bit slow, and I'm okay with it being just a little slow, because as long as I kind of come back in every now and then, and it's only for like a split second where it's actually empty when this is completely cleared out, and that's fine. For that split second, it's okay for it to, you know, because it'll catch up. Back to 61. Ooh, see, that's what I'm worried about. I don't want it to go higher, because if it's full, I may start losing scrap boxes. So, I'm thinking I may just go back to the normal one. Because every time I come in and check on it, I can always... And there it happened right there. Okay, and that's exactly why. Alright, lesson learned. So we will go with just a standard pipe there. And it's okay. Like I said, you'll notice it's a minuscule amount of time that it doesn't have the scrap in there, so I'm okay with that. Alright, and it would appear this is another reason for not wanting it to keep completely straight up. I forget about the rain. The raining at night. So when it gets dark for however long that for that 10 minutes, we're going to oh. Oh, okay. I was gonna say for those 10 minutes it stops working. But this is an AND gate. So we do have a new, it has amplifier. It has no amplifier. There we go. You know, that's even a better. Okay. We'll just do it like this. From now on, we don't need, we'll let it stay at that speed. Because that was my other thing I just started realizing is that when it got dark, it just kept feeding it, and they started just falling out the bottom, and that's how you lose items. So let's see, right now, is it still getting more? No, we're stuck on 11. So that's fine. It won't be as fast, but every time it uses up one, it'll suck one in, and it's got such a small pipe that now I could actually take and put in, I could put in that gold one again, because now I don't have to worry about it overflowing. Alright, well, hey, again, live and learn. Alright, so again, here's where we have our scrap, but we have coming into our factory over there, we don't have scrap boxes, we have scrap, and I've been manually turning it into, and I could add in a automatic crafting table in there, but I didn't want to change the look of the room. I liked how it looked the way it was. So we're going to do that in here. So the length of the room means I'm going to stick you here and you here, and that is how we're going to get everything in here. Put you there, and you there. So we're sucking from there into there. Okay, good to go. Now all I have to do is place some simple autarkic AND gates, no, not diamond, iron, here. And we'll say if items in inventory, send an energy pulse. Yep, because we're going to send them all the way in. This is just the crafting thing. And if there's no room, well, because it's got a pipe, still going to pipe them. But we got plenty of room in here. It takes a while to fill one of these up, so I think we're still good here. So the same thing in over here. If we got items in inventory, then we're going to pulse. So now I have 12. I just got to making all my scrap, so I'm going to have to go artificially make some to make sure this works, but technically, as soon as this goes in here, it should start disappearing into the box. Yep. And you'll see we will have a couple in here already. As soon as I have enough filled, it'll make the scrap, and that'll automatically come over into here, and then it'll get fed into here. So that part of our system is good. Now, we need to do this again. So what we're going to do this time is we have another crafting table here, and then another chest here. And I want a little bit longer on this one just because I want to keep the same size of the room here. This wall is going to be secured off so we don't see anything. It'll just be a flat wall behind here. And I do need another one of these. Alright, that's fine. So that's going to be a simple... There we go. Nope, I need you again. You. Items in inventory. Send a pulsar. And that's going to send our UU matter. Or at least it should. Let's make sure. Yep. I just want to watch and make sure it doesn't send the scrap boxes. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go grab another wooden. Alright, so now we'll take our items and we're going to put in our first recipe. And that is iridium ore. And iridium ore is what we need to make our armor. So now, you're facing the wrong direction, so I'll fix that. Okay, place our gate. Items in inventory. Send a pulsar. So now you can see we have 2 in all but the last 2. Wait for that one to fill and that one. And then that should send us 1 iridium ore. Now, we need quite a few iridium ores to make our armor because it takes 4 iridium ore to make 1 plate, and I need a total of 10 plates for all the different armors I want. But now this system here is automated. It's going to continue to pump those in, and I can come in here and I can change the recipe in here. And there's actually quite a few different recipes, so no. I'm going to turn you off for now. We'll just let you stack up in here again. We're going to go through. Just wanted to show a couple things because this is crazy some of the stuff you can make here. So you can go from just straight making a block of stone, a still water, still lava, redstone. There are a ridiculous number. What's some of the ones I was looking for? I was looking at some things over here. Like say, oh yeah, so we'll go here. Will give us 2 iron ore. Now the cool one, diamond. You can make a diamond. You can make like coal, cactus, glowstone. Yeah, see, glowstone would be this one, and this one. There you go. There's 8 glowstone. I think if we drop these ones here, we got snow blocks. There's just, you can pretty much whatever you happen to need at the time, you just go into our crafting bench, plug in the recipe, and it will just start pumping out the item that you need. Let's see. One of the things for our Construction foam was clay. There we go. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little tool and invention here is to having this mass fabricator. So, yep. Now here you can watch. You can see how long it takes. So we run out, and then for a second. So like I said, I'm okay with this because of the fact this can be running all the time. A little bit short. I just don't want to lose scrap boxes because that's painful. Now, the next thing that we need to do though is to get our scrap from our processing plant over to here. So I'm going to build a tunnel that goes underneath here, and we'll run some pipe all the way over to there to fill it. And I'll do that off camera because there's nothing special about that. It's just going to be coming underneath the chest over in the processing plant. Simple gate saying items in inventory, send it, and then it'll come over here and store them. As soon as they get into here, they'll move over into here, get crafted, and there. Because that's the only thing I plan on using scrap and scrap boxes for is my mass fabricator. So, all right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab our next item that I plan on doing here. All right, so the next part of this is we need power to charge. And I don't want to take any power away from this because it pretty much uses every bit of power coming, and our MFSU is over there anyway. So my plan would be to put our second MFSU right here in the middle of the floor. And I don't have it with me, but I'll grab it in a sec. So we're going to run it up to the same area. Whoa, man. Gotta be careful running over pipes. They react weirdly. So it'll be coming down from here. We'll go underneath and come up over there. Alrighty, so now we just run our cable. And it's going to be recessed into the floor. That's the way I actually want it. That way, you know, we just walk up onto the floor and charge our item. Oops. Come on, I hate that part of inventory tweak. Sometimes it puts stuff in there that I don't want. Okay. Now we'll put you back in here. Okay, and then I'll head up to the roof. Alright, so here I built another medium array that we're going to use for our power. And then we'll go ahead and throw in a couple more panels to get it up here. And I may wait on going to a second story for now, because I think right now I kind of like this low profile look of this building, so I may just leave it just like it is for the moment. But we'll set you there, and yep, you're picking up power now. So I also brought along my pack so I can refill our hole here. And all we do is press down and it will fill in the empty gaps. And then now that we've got our stuff completed here, I'll also set up our wall here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to, I'll fill this in afterwards because I want to make sure I can get all my scaffolding. Not that it's expensive or anything, I don't like leaving things laying around. So we'll point it at that side first, and it figures. Got one little spot. Whoa. Come on. Where am I? Oh, whew. What the heck? Damn. That's nasty. You get stuck in that stuff, it will hurt you. Alrighty. Put you back there. Wow. That's dangerous. Where did I fall into it? I don't even know. That's kind of weird. That might not have even been the foam. That might have just been a glitch in the game. Because I wasn't really anywhere near. Reconnect everything. Wow. Okay, let's spray you again. That's how you stay. We'll throw in some more scaffolding. I lost a couple pieces. We will just accept it. Alrighty. Should be some over here to pick up. Cool. So here's the first part of our room. Here's our mass fabrication area. Said I just kind of holding on to stuff right now. I'm not putting it into automated mode yet. Now, on this side of the room, I need to figure out something to do over here. So let me think about what I want to put in this section here, and I'll be right back. Alright, last time I get to use the window. So I just put in a couple chests. I could have done more diamonds, but I don't think I have really the need for that much. And then placed a little crafting bench in there just because it kind of looks cool, even though I can use my portable anytime I want. I just like having that something in the room. It kind of ties it in with what's on this side. I think it looks good. So, and then I think we're going to use the panes in this room. Just because we don't usually use panes, but it seems like a good place to. So I'm going to run around and glass this thing up. I'm waiting for all my blocks to harden, because our next thing is we're going to add in a little bit of color. Alright, so the last thing I think we're going to do in this episode, because we are running long again, and we'll work on the armor on our next episode, because there's actually, I have to make nano armor before I can even get to the quantum armor, and there's a lot of other stuff. So, we'll leave our processor running, the mass fabricator, we'll get all the materials we need so we can kind of get into that on the next one right away. But we will do a little bit of our decorating first. And first thing we need to do is we need to make our painter. And I should probably make a few of these. We'll make 10. Just because. I need one more. Alright, so now we have 10 painters. Now a painter then needs colored dye to become usable. And each time you dye a painter, and they are reusable, so I guess I really didn't need to have that many, but each time you dye it, you're going to get 32 uses or 32 blocks per dye that you add to it. And we don't even really need to have that. You can do it in your standard window. Do this, and we're going to get a purple. But I'm thinking I'd like to go black. So let's do like a few blacks, because we got to do the entire outside. So that's what? That's quite a few. We'll hold on to that for now. Basically, you can go over now. If I do it on any of these blocks, nothing. Nothing. However, we come over to our nice new building over here. Oops, get closer. There we go. Now we are adding color. And that's the cool thing, is we can change the color. We can do all kinds of cool stuff with these colors. So we decide we want to do the entire outside in black. We can totally do that. And you can see that on the tooltip that is showing how much uses are dwindling. Now, say in here, we want to go with, say, a blue painter and a light blue painter. I had kind of experimented with this on my creative world, and I really liked how this looked. So then I could come through and I could do an alternating pattern. So we've got the blue here. Technically that would be blue down there. We'll see how it looks to see if I need to get underneath the chest, because it's the funny thing about chests nowadays. You know, they... Okay, I can get under them. Alright, good. Well, then we will. Except to aim it just perfect. Which is rather annoying. Anyway, I can do those later. But then we take the other blue. And you get some really cool floor patterns going. And then we, of course, we throw in our black. Continue to finish our walls. Yeah, that may be more difficult than I was thinking. Anyway, I'll work on that afterwards off camera. but you got a separate color for the walls, the floors, and the ceiling all out of one block. And that is really cool. So anyways, I think we're going to go ahead and end this here. Like I said, right now we're producing UU. There's some more to add into our chest. And when we come back next time, we'll have enough. We'll start crafting some plates. We'll start working on our pre-armors, going over what the different things do. And we might even get into some of the other cool toys. They have things like jetpacks and other stuff like that. So fun stuff to get into. And then maybe we can even come up with some ideas for what we're going to put in this room here. Again, I think this is probably going to be our biofuel room. I like the ideas of that. But anyway, another good episode, I think. Lots of cool stuff to see. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.